Sarge, go ahead and brief her, please. Good afternoon, Ms. Reyes.
Good afternoon.
We thank you for your patience. I know you've been waiting out there a while. We want to move through this quickly so you can go home and be with your family. So let us start the process. I'm going to ask you to raise your hand, and I'm going to put you under oath. Okay? So would you kindly raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm, under penalty of law, that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Even though we know your name, for the record, can you please state your name, your position, and the company you represent?
I'm Celina Reyes. I'm a contractor station supervisor for Delta Airlines.
Do you also work for Pacific Airport Services?
Correct.
Thank you. Ms. Reyes, would you just tell the members what is your role at the airport? What do you do? What is your responsibility on a day-to-day basis? What do you do normally on a day-to-day basis?
I overlook the operations.
So you're kind of overseeing the operations, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Reyes, in the early morning hours of August 4th, were you on duty?
Yes.
What was your shift?
Midnight.
To midnight to?
Midnight to 7.
Thank you. And were you, no, just so I understand it, where are you normally at? I mean, we heard from Mr. Jones and from Mr. Tomakani that their place, I guess, is at the counter. They were right there at the counter, the check-in counter. Where do you normally, are you at the counter as well?
There's times I'm at the counter.
And if you're not at the counter, where would you be?
I do my overlook operation. I don't stay in one area.
Okay, so you go around, make sure everybody's doing their work, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just ask you then, were you physically present at the counter when the Buckinghams were checked in? Were you aware of what was going on with the Buckinghams?
No.
You were not at the counter.
No.
Did either Mr. Jones or Mr. Tomakani come to you for advice regarding the check-in of Mr. Buckingham and
No.
Miss Buckingham? No?
No.
Can I ask you then, so at what point were you aware of the incident regarding the check-in of the Buckinghams?
When I was at the gate.
At the gate? After they checked in?
Yes.
Were you at the gate when they were boarding?
Yes.
Did you see Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham board?
Yes.
Were they escorted to board or by themselves?
They were escorted.
Do you recall who was escorting them?
Chief Kosam, Mikay Fis, and Mr. Ogomo.
Okay, thank you. You seem to have a good recollection. Can I ask you, when they were boarding, did they get in line to be boarded?
The only time I saw them when I was near the window when they were entering the jet bridge.
Were they the first customers or passengers to board?
No.
There were others?
Yes.
They were in line?
Yes.
So they were escorted over to the line, they got in line, and then boarded?
Yes.
Okay. I yield. Any further questions? Rep. De La Cruz.
Thank you, Chairman. Ms. Reyes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us this late afternoon. You stated earlier that Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham were escorted to the departure area or the line that leads, I believe, to the airplane. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you see Mr. and Mrs. Buckingham prior to falling in line? Were they sitting at the waiting area, or were they somewhere else?
No.
Would you know?
No.
So you never saw them?
No.
Okay, and so when they fell in line, I believe to board, is that when the officers, Mr. Kosan, Mr. Gomoro, and Mr. Nakaifis left the Buckinghams when they fell in line?
Yes.
Prior to the departure area, did you see the three officers at the counter before the departure area gate where they fell in line?
At the gate,
At the counter.
I did not see them.
You never saw Captain Nakaifis, Chief Kosam, and Deputy Commissioner Ogomoro?
No.
You never saw?
No.
And the two gentlemen, Mr. Tumakani and Mr. Jones, again, just for clarification, never seeked your advice with regards to checking in two individuals that were not present at the counter?
No.
I'll yield, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Rep. Any other members? If not, we will dismiss Ms. Reyes. Ms. Reyes, we want to thank you for being here, for answering truthfully, and for your patience. We will dismiss you. In the event we need to call you back, we will give you reasonable notice. Before you leave, please provide our Sergeant at Arms with your contact number if you have not done so yet. With that, thank you again. Have a good evening. You are dismissed.
Thank you too.
Members, hang tight.